Hi there, I'm John of John's Carnivorous Plants, and this is my indoor nursery. Today, I'm going to talk about when to repot a carnivorous plant. Now, this one is a very short and sweet answer, usually every 1 to 2 years. Now, the reason was why varies a lot based off what species you're growing and what kind of soil mix and whatnot you're working with. So, in general, you got mixes like the Pinguicula mixes that I use, which are inorganic mediums. So you have sand, vermiculite, perlite. Over time, these compact, and then because I'm spraying my Maxi fertilizer, which got that right here, on top of them, they can get mosses and all kinds of other things starting to form. And some of my older pots, let's see if this one's a good example. Yeah, that's a good one. You can actually see right there, it's starting to actually get, discoloration and whatnot, some orange color going on. Those are different minerals and whatnot building up and the vermiculite decomposing, and that's what's causing those discolorations to the medium. In the case of peat moss, so like this is peat perlite is one of the most common used mixes in the hobby. It will break down. Peat becomes humus over time, which releases a lot of humic acid. I have another video on that, but humic acid, suffice to say, makes the soil too acidic and starts burning sundews, can lead to all kinds of other root issues in the other carnivorous plants. It's just not generally a good thing. And then we have on the other side, we got long fiber sphagnum moss, which I wish I could pick. Maybe this one won't drip all over me. So like long fiber sphagnum moss, like which I grow my Nepenthes in, and my Helianthera, over time will start to decompose and it gets more compact and just overall not ideal. Like it gets slimy in some cases. Sometimes it'll just start getting really, I think papery is the term I would use. It's just, it literally just disintegrates as you touch it because it's breaking down into peat. Now, the reason why you want to repot is because you are trying to refresh the environment that the plant is in. No, that does not happen in the wild, but there is usually a much larger ecosystem at play in the wild than there is in your home or in your like outdoor grow space. Just point blank, there's like different kinds of earthworms, different kinds of soil mites, all kinds of stuff that are actively in these bog environments where these plants grow, going down and actually processing the soil, not to mention all kinds of different microbial life that we can't necessarily replicate here in cultivation. And then in particular, like somebody like me who's growing plants from all over the world, it would be almost impossible for me to replicate all of the different conditions and microbial like environments from around the world within each individual pot where all the species are growing. So because of that, you're always going to see much more medium decay than you would in a natural environment. And that means your plants are going to be unhealthy because of it. So to avoid this, every 1 to 2 years, I highly suggest repotting your carnivorous plants. Now, can you go longer than that? Yes. Do people do that? Yes. It also depends on what kind of mix you're using and what constituents are in there. Long fiber sphagnum moss, yeah, like I'm saying, it gets papery and just breaks down. Well, you probably can go 3 to 10 years if you really wanted to, if you had enough perlite and aeration and stuff to keep it from compacting down, because over time it will just, you'll literally see it, like it just slowly compacts as it decomposes. So like after about a year it'll just start going down in the pot. In the case of peat, it'll, as it breaks down into humus, it gets very, very thick is the best way I could put it. And it's almost to the point that it doesn't allow water to penetrate as much or water to evaporate as easily. And it's personal experience. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it's just generally speaking, I noticed that the older the peat moss gets and the more it breaks down. When if I ever top water the plants, the water takes a lot longer to get actually through the pot, which is indicating to me it's compacting more, or maybe it's expanding. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, it's breaking down, it's producing humic acid, and it's not as enduring of a mix anymore. So to repot your plant, you just basically flip it upside down. In the case of Pinguicula or Utricularia, you could just pluck them right out the top and put them right on top of another, fresh mix of medium in a pot. Always make sure that your medium is wet whenever you repot a plant. And this is an oft like forgotten step that I see some people do. They'll freshly repot, then wet the medium, and it's not a good idea. You want it already wet so there's consistent moisture all the way through the pot. And if you repot every 1 to 2 years, you should see very, very healthy root roots, which every plant is a little bit different in how it wants to display its roots, but generally speaking, they'll be whitish on the tips, and for like pings and whatnot, they'll be white all the way through. Now, that's some very general reasons of why you should repot plants, and what to look out for in your mediums. And basically, they'll be starting to go down. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Make sure to check out the links below in the description if you want to support the channel, or if you want to come talk to me directly. I run a Discord. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.